December 4th marked the official inauguration of the 16th convention of the Adventure Tour Operators Association of India here at Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh. The formal inauguration was done by Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh, Pema Khandu. The event also saw the felicitation of achievers in the sector, both from the state and outside of the state. But to get to the weeds of the issue, we also spoke to stakeholders both on the ground and at the policy level, including Tourism Minister of Arunachal Pradesh, Mr. P.D. Sona, and Mebo MLA, and Okentang, who is also the organizing chairperson of the event. We wanted to see what steps the government needs to take, what initiatives the stakeholders on the ground can take to build a better and a more sustainable sector for Arunachal Pradesh. Let's take a look at what they have to say.
This convention, which has been organized here in Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh, I'm quite confident that this convention will give a lot of eye-opening for our tour operators and our people from the tourism industry. And Arunachal, as we always say, that they have so much of potential for adventure tourism. But people are trying, the tour operators and everyone, the freelancing, they're trying at their own level. But you could not achieve the desired target. And there are a lot of things to it, which we need to understand when we talk about the adventure tourism. So there's one thing, we feel that the convention which is going to organize here will give a lot of impetus to our, adventure tourism here in state.
Yeah, Arunachal is a geographically very large area, one of the biggest state in India for sure, with at least about 80% of forest cover and a very diverse topography, ranging from very high mountains, our highest peak, corresponding at about 23,000, and at the same time we have the tropical and subtropical area. So there's so much of potentials of outdoor activities, adventure tourism, but what we need is a plan. What we need is a vision and a roadmap. So even like this, the Adventure Tour Operators Association of India, which is the main national body for adventure tourism in India. So a convention like this, where all the experts or adventure tourism, not only from the country but even from outside, come and discuss and brainstorm. The idea is to finally, eventually have a roadmap for Arunachal for a sustainable adventure tourism policy.
It's a great opportunity for state of Arunachal Pradesh to showcase in one single platform where adventurers across the country and abroad are here. And it's the right time for us to focus as much as we can, showcase what we have and what potential we have. As the event is promoting at the last Anguilla, and we are the last of the Himalayas, or Indian Himalayas, which is left untouched. And we should keep it that way, and we should focus more on quality tourism than quantity tourism. That's what we keep saying. And I hope with this kind of a convention where lots of discussion is going to happen, their policy is going to come up, there should be and training sessions are going to come up, and I believe and I'm sure have the confidence that this convention will bring a roadmap for adventure tourism in Arunachal Pradesh, and government of Arunachal Pradesh is totally giving support, and we have lots of expectation from this convention.
Anini is just recently been, awarded as India's best mountain destination by Outlook Traveler. So I have come here to attend the convention of 16th ATOAI, convention here at Tawang.
Yes, sure. I mean, they always been there, but not in Arunachal for sure. But it was in other part of the Himalayan region. But post-pandemic, people have come up with more, experiential tourism, more into adventure, where you challenge your physical adrenal, how strong you are mentally and physically. So lots of people, especially from south of India and north of India, are coming in here, especially for trekking. As you have seen, in a couple of years, 7 Legs Treks has been really got international acclaimed, and this has got an award also as an emerging destination. And travel enthusiasts are coming up, especially in adventure, because they taxi you way to the remote part of the country and showcase the real natural beauty of the country. And you challenge yourself, mental and physical challenge.
Well, we as Arunachali, we are, we almost in all platform, we very proudly, present ourselves, that we are from Arunachal, which has, more than 80%, forest covered, which is untapped paradise of India. But after coming here, attending this 16th convention of ATOAI, and after hearing, listening to experts coming from different parts of the planet, I have realized that as a Arunachali, we have so much to, come up with in terms of policy, in terms of, facilities all across the state. Because, and to have that, you have to identify, specific, district or locations where all these, adventure potential, areas are there. So we really need to work at the ground. I have observed that from my, this 2 days session till today. So I'm expecting that ATOAI, this convention, will be a success in terms of, policy recommendation to the, state government. Because without having a proper policy, framework, we cannot, implement, or we cannot just go by, traditional approach, by, conducting expeditions to high altitude. Because as per the, the experts, sessions we had, that is actually, it's a new thing for us actually. We as an Arunachali, I'm from Anini. We have so many, trekking valleys there, trekking trails are there. But so far what we were doing was actually a traditional way of, that approach we were actually, implementing, but which is not actually, no, we are not going by the protocol. So that protocol needs to be established, and to have that, department and state government as a whole need to have a really, tourist friendly and people friendly policy framework where everything comes, comes under, that platform. And one more, most important thing I have realized that that is, we as Arunachali, because Arunachal has so much to offer, that is fact. But we have to come under one platform now. It's not just about Anini, it's not just about Tawang, it's not just about Anjao or, some other places. We need to create a platform. We need to represent ourselves as a Arunachali, so that we can have a Arunachal brand, not as a Anini brand, not as a Tawang brand, not as a Michuka or some other, the tourist destination places. We really need to have that platform now. That is the required, because so far I have encountered and, spoken with different experts, who are attending this, convention. They are of the opinion that Arunachal has so much to offer, but you have to have a systematic approach of, promoting this adventure, tourism in the state.
In my opinion, I should say we should train our boys and girls to join as a professional, because adventure tourism is it's a very professional sector of tourism where you need specialized persons to take on the activities such as rafting or high altitude trekking. You talk about angling, or you talk about paragliding, rafting. So you need professional for that. So I would focus more on human resource development, train them professionally, and take up the job, because it's just started. Arunachal hasn't been touched yet in real terms of tourism in adventure. So I would say that human resource development, we should take care of it first. Then marketing and global marketing in every possible way we can.
Well, in terms of when we talk about adventure tourism, as I myself, I'll take an example of my journey in adventure tourism, because I started my journey way back in 2013 actually, because by inviting first a barista from Northeast Tinemena, who is my sister, and Anshu Jamsempa, now people like Nobin Jomosa, another state international karate player Tar Tapak. I personally invited them to Anini for one of the Reiki expedition in Anini area, and by doing that, I started that journey. But when we talk about this, adventure tourism, or organizing any kind of a high altitude trekking expedition, what we are doing so far, it's not at all in line with the protocol, which is supposed to be maintained actually, because we are naturally as a as a whole, we are lacking in human resource training, especially in the training part actually. That is the most important thing which is need to be incorporated in that policy also, so that after that policy is gazetted, notification is come out, then accordingly we, the first important thing we need to focus is to equip our boys and girls of our state to go by the protocol, and to have them basic, at least basic trainings of all these tourism related activities actually. That is the most important thing I have realized, because even myself, I'm engaged in all this tourism sector for so many years, but for the first time I'm after coming to this convention only, I'm realizing that we really need to work. We are naturally as a state, we really need to walk at the ground. And I think having a dynamic and young honorable chief minister under whose leadership all these new initiatives are happening. So I am hopeful that state government will come up with people friendly and tourist friendly policy, so that Arunachal can grow in terms of tourism, especially adventure tourism. We have to tap that by having proper policy framework.
Yes, yes. First, we need to recognize our trekking routes and officially recognize, and we should follow as ATOI is the a nodal partner of Ministry of Tourism on adventure tourism policy. So we should keep in touch with them and take hold of all the policies being followed here. We should train accordingly to our professionals, the youths, to get into as a join as a professional, and take up the thing. And infrastructure in terms of Nimas is there, which is doing pretty good, rather great job, in adventure tourism training people. As the president of ATOI just spoke in his inaugural welcome address about having a rafting institute or a paragliding institute. So such kind of infrastructure should come up, and government should look into developing those infrastructure in the state. Okay.
As yesterday we were just listening to honorable minister tourism, who was actually focusing, emphasizing on having a state policy, especially tourism policy. That is a good note, as I have observed, but it has to be in a time frame worked project, so that we can have that policy as early as possible, with all those protocol which this all these experts came all together all the way from all across India and abroad. So that policy really needs to come up as early as possible, so that different stakeholders from different that district, or different region, they can come together, and to have that, after having that policy only, we will be able to sensitize our stakeholders, that potential stakeholders who are into this profession. So that is the most important thing I think we need in our state. And to have that policy, I think, I don't know how far they have come up with, but that recommendations or the opinions we can seek from these ATOAI conventions. I think is a good listening to that panelist member like Bebab sir. He has presented that, I mean, amazing that way forward for the adventure tourism for Arunachal Pradesh in particular. So in that policy, that if all these technical protocols can be incorporated so that it can be implemented at the ground in a proper way for future of Arunachal Pradesh.
We had one a layer of draft policy once already, but we need to refine it a little bit more. And the event like this would have more materials coming in and more perspective coming in. So I think we need to do a few more deliberation before making it into a solid and tourism policy, or even general tourism policy for Arunachal.
See, when we talk about the output, when we talk about tourism, and I always say that, because we need a visibility. And even though we had so much of potential, the world doesn't know much about Arunachal Pradesh. And first thing first, I told the government also, we need to do aggressive marketing. Because what happens, when people come here, then they are caught by surprise, seeing such a beautiful place and there's so much of potential. Why people do come to Arunachal? For them to come here, you have to, kind of do a aggressive marketing where people come to know about this place. So this time around, we are planning to do a aggressive digital, print, electronic, marketing for the tourism, and things will follow. That's what I'm confident. Until and unless we are able to showcase our potential, the world will not know it, because now it's a digital era. But there's so many means and so many platforms, to kind of do our promotion. So I'm very hopeful once we get into the aggressive marketing for Arunachal Pradesh, things will call into place. Because right now what happens, our boys are through tour operators and the stakeholders in tourism. What they do, they try to do something on their own. At times they get depressed, thinking, they're not getting the right kind of, output and the right kind of desired, what financial benefit, which they expect from the entire endeavor. So that's what we feel, we must get into aggressive marketing, which will help a lot, to promote our state at the global level.
Yeah, but like I say, first thing you need is you need to have a plan. You need to have a policy, you need to have a vision. Unless you have it in place, you'll be running around, like they said, like a headless chicken. So, but the most important thing is should translate into, an economic activity for us. It should employ our youth. It should give a fulfilling economic activity, a source of income for the locals. So that should be the whole idea. At the same time, taking care of the environmental aspects and conservation, and make it a sustainable exercise at the same time, and an economic source for the people. No, I think, right now being an elected legislator, I have an, in a more empowered capacity where I can put forward and put these things in practices, all the knowledge I gained from my years in the tourism and also the tourism. So right now I'm in a position where I can exercise this to the benefit of our state and our people. So, I'm in a much more advantageous, position, I would say.
Policy will bring up a very comprehensive policy. It's not like, separate policies for separate tourism. So adventure is also part of our tourism policy, where we in consultation with the stakeholders and people who are into it. And in the tourism policy, which we will roll out very soon, we have engaged a professional, consultant who are doing, they've been going places and trying to understand the nitty-gritty of the state, and what way, we can promote the state in a very sustainable way. And we keep talking about the, honored, but the disadvantages of having too much of tourism in the state. So sustainability, and how do we get into, less carbon footprint into the state when we promote tourism in Arunachal. So this policy will be soon will be in the public domain. And in this, we are planning to have the film tourism policy also, and farm policy, and many other things will be incorporated in this tourism policy. It will be very comprehensive, which will be beneficial for the state and tourism at large. So we are hopeful. No, that's what I'm saying. In the policy, we are going to address all these issues, because now that we are planning to promote adventure in a big way, so we have to have a proper guidelines, proper safety guidelines, and proper licensing, and everything will come into it. Now, what happens? Any tour operator comes in and brings a team, and they go rafting, they go trekking. At times, the government is not in the loop. It's been on their own. So until and unless the government is in the loop and there's a proper policy and the guideline, and for the security and safety guidelines, so it will not be, easy to regulate the whole thing. So out of this, we have been, the ATOAI has been, supporting us, in framing all these guidelines for adventure tourism in Arunachal. So slowly things will get regulated, and we could benefit the consumer and the service provided as well.
Generally, as some common people, we think like, that when tourism comes in huge numbers, our revenue should go up. But practically, it was an eye-opener for all of us. I think many of us didn't knew that, that high value, low volume kind of a tourism with adventure tourism that carries, which pays back to the society, with the local economy. The quantum is very huge with a very low footprint. So definitely it's a guiding principle for all of us.